It is time for our hot topic of the day, sponsored by TurboTax Free. Joe Flacco was traded in principle by the Ravens yesterday and is heading to Denver. 9 News in Denver reports the Broncos chose Flacco after, quote, kicking the tires on Nick Foles because Flacco fits better with the Denver's offensive coordinator. Flacco will be the third new quarterback in the last 3 seasons, and Denver has missed the playoffs for 3 straight years since winning the Super Bowl in 2015. Elway has been under fire for failed experiments with the likes of Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, and Case Keenum. So, guys, Rob, we'll start with you. You still have faith in John Elway?
No way, no how. You've heard of people calling people the quarterback whisperer. John Elway is officially the quarterback wastelander because all he does is get quarterbacks after the fact or who are no good. For a guy who was so great as a quarterback and won 2 Super Bowls, I just don't understand where he's going here. Flacco, the last 5 years in the NFL, Greg Jennings, worst quarterback rating in the league. Never made a Pro Bowl. I know you could go back and talk about 2012 and the unbelievable year he put together.
Or 2014, when they won. He helped them get to the playoffs.
No, 2012. 2012 when they were
10-6.
No, I'm talking about the Super Bowl year when he had 11 touchdowns and no picks throughout the postseason.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
I got that year, but that was a long time ago. John Elway has swung and missed over and over and over. And you mentioned the names, Siemian and Paxton Lynch and Brock Osweiler. Didn't he have him twice? I mean, he didn't even realize he took him and then got rid of him and then got him back.
Right.
Twice.
He strikes a strong figure. He can fool you. He's 6'8".
Is that what it is?
He looked good.
And then here's the other thing. Everybody was to say, we get it. Flacco can throw the ball better than Case Keenum. I get that. But the numbers the last 2 years are almost identical. They're almost identical. This is not an upgrade. It's a downgrade. Why in the world is John Elway doing this? It doesn't make any sense. If you want to go out and get a quarterback and say, hey, I got somebody, and he's definitely better than the guy we had, I get that. This guy is not. Flacco's done. That's why Baltimore moved on. Denver made a big mistake. And John Elway continues to bring wasteland quarterbacks to Denver.
I'm not going to defend his quarterback record.
Because you can't.
No, you can't.
It's impossible.
But I do think Flacco is a slight upgrade over Case Keenum. And I don't think, if they were looking at Joe Flacco as our answer, our savior for the next 5 years, I'd be worried. But he's on a non-guaranteed contract. I think he's an upgrade because he can throw the deep ball. Case Keenum really doesn't. He's a proven winner. Case Keenum really isn't. You know, I know he won the Super Bowl. You're right. It was a while ago. But he is a proven winner. And you'll talk about his stats. Oh, among starters, he's at the worst this, the worst that. He's a perennial starter, though. Case Keenum isn't even a perennial starter.
What does that mean?
Nobody cares about that.
It means he's a starting caliber quarterback, and Case Keenum for both.
Was he starting in Baltimore?
Has not been. Just now.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
I'm not saying he's great.
Because he was out of the playoffs.
I'm saying he's better than Case Keenum.
Blake Bortles is a starting quarterback, but what's your point?
Let me answer the question. Because the question wasn't, have you lost faith in John Elway getting you a quarterback? The question was, have you lost faith in John Elway as the leader of the Denver Broncos? And I answer with a hearty no. John Elway, he's put Denver back on the map. The 5 years before he got there, they had missed the playoffs.
Old news.
It's news. It's truth. The 5 years.
Old news.
When you talked yesterday about Arizona going to hire a coach, going to get a quarterback, what do you look at? His resume. I'm giving you John Elway's resume, not as a great player, but as a great executive. All right, they missed the playoffs 5 straight years before he got there. They were 4-12 the year before he got there.
They make the playoffs.
He took them to the playoffs. They've been his first 100.
I'm asking you.
Let me finish.
What was their record that year?
His first 100 games as a GM, he won more games than any other GM in their first 100 games in league history. That includes Al Davis, Bill Polian, Tex Schramm. 71 games. So 2 bad seasons, you're going to throw him out? Who hasn't had 2 bad seasons other than the guys in New England? What other front office in the NFL? Does Pittsburgh have a good front office? Yes, but it's a mess there. They just missed the playoffs. Does Philadelphia have a good offense?
Was he a former quarterback?
Yes.
Was he a former quarterback?
A lot of times, we talked about it yesterday.
They had a great defense and they got a championship because they got Peyton Manning, who wanted to come to Denver,
exactly.
right?
He's not the only front office guy that hasn't been able to get a quarterback.
But this is who we're talking about.
We're talking about
John Elway.
No, my point is, are you ready to fire? He shouldn't be running the Denver Broncos because that was the question. I stick on task. All right? The question was, should he be running the Broncos? Not, can he pick a quarterback?
No,
he should definitely be running the Broncos.
So the reason why the question is being asked is because of the acquisition and the trade for a Joe Flacco, a quarterback, an area that John Elway has struggled. So then the question then is arise, do you still have faith in John Elway? And we're basically asking about his quarterback.
No,
yes, we are.
That's what we're talking about, Chris. Let's not try to change the narrative.
That's the reason why we're talking about it today.
Quarterback come out of James.
But why are we talking about it today?
Because we're talking about quarterbacks. And when we look at it, you talk about all these records that he had. First general manager, 100 wins. I don't care about that.
Really? Why not? That's wins. Not to mention a Super Bowl, 5 playoff appearances.
Before Peyton Manning got there, they were 20-28. Since Peyton Manning has left, they're 20-28. They don't win. And it's because they haven't been able to put a quarterback in the position that Peyton Manning left them void.
I get it.
Peyton Manning leaves a big void.
Right.
Do you think they should be focusing on other positions?
No, they have to get the quarterback position right. You have to get the quarterback position right. And he hasn't done it. Nobody's saying it's easy. But you're John Elway, so you're going to be automatically, it's like Michael Jordan. Everybody's like, Mike, you got to get this right. How come you can't evaluate talent? You're the greatest player of all time.
Why did you draft Kwame Brown?
Yeah, and so when I look at this, you acquire.
Michael Jordan does not have an NBA championship as an executive.
You acquire.
He does not have 5 straight playoff appearances as an executive.
Listen, you acquire like Brock Osweiler. The same draft, you could have got Russell Wilson. You could have got Nick Foles. You could have even acquired Kirk Cousins. But no, let me take this Brock Osweiler guy.
Yes, please.
He's a good guy.
I'm not defending his quarterback.
He looks the part. You know, he's more like me. You know what? And this is the same thing, the same trend I'm seeing. He's doing it all over again with Joe Flacco.
Because
he's a big quarterback. He has a big arm.
Is he better
and he's not doing it. Nope.
He's not better than Case Keenum.
Nope, he's not. He's better looking than Case Keenum.
And does he not throw the long ball better than Case Keenum?
From a quarterback perspective,
Thank you for clarifying.
When I look at these stats, you said the last 2 seasons. I got the last 2 seasons as at least 25 game starter. Flacco 13-12, Case Keenum 17-13, 64% completion percentage for Case Keenum, 62% for Flacco.
Was Flacco throwing to Stephon Diggs? And
I don't care about.
No matter who you throwing to. No.
I don't care about all that.
You know how much important a receiver is and the quality of your receiver.
Did Case Keenum get the credit he deserved for throwing to those?
Yeah, he got a nice contract with Denver.
And so now you push him out because
we got to watch him for
Joe
a whole
Flacco,
16
a guy who just got benched for a rookie quarterback coming in because he wasn't gonna allow us to advance to the postseason. But you know what? I'll take him because he looks the part. He looks better than what I have right now. And now what I thought I was getting into with Case Keenum, which I was wrong there too. Not saying Case Keenum is great, but he was wrong there too. You know what? Let me fill this up. Let me cover this up with Joe Flacco and then try to usher Case Keenum out the window and try to acquire some acquisitions for him. John Elway has just completely demolished this quarterback asset. Like, he's gotten it wrong every single year.
Except Peyton.
He didn't
Peyton Manning.
He didn't have to do anything.
He didn't have to. Peyton Manning chose them.
Yes, but Indianapolis chose to move on from Peyton. And Peyton, how long was he in Indianapolis?
Because they had a plan. They had Andrew Luck.
Let me ask you a question.
Because they got it right.
Yes, they got it right.
How long was he in Indianapolis?
It doesn't matter.
11 years, whatever it was. He got 1 Super Bowl. He was in Denver for 3 years. Got 1 Super Bowl and wasn't at his best.
Went to 2.
Yeah, so my point is, John Elway, when Indianapolis, a good front office, got rid of him, thought he couldn't win anymore, He
wasn't
went
a
to
matter.
Denver and won.
No. It wasn't a matter of
even Peyton at
It
his
wasn't a
best.
matter of the Colts thinking that he couldn't win anymore. They saw an opportunity to acquire what they felt they could continue to advance their franchise with in an Andrew Luck sitting at the number 1 pick, number 1, number 2 slot. I can get him.
And they had a quarterback with a fused neck.
Yes.
I mean, that was the logical decision to make.
He had a fused neck in Denver, too.
You know, he played well.
He did play well.
Year. And the year that they won the Super Bowl,
but that wasn't,
he didn't play well.
He won who put that team around him?
But that we're not saying
Who put that team around him?
That same team went 20-8 without him. As soon as he left.
Okay, who put
20-28? I'm sorry.
Who put that team around Peyton?
But he just gave you the
John
number.
Elway.
That took a decrepit Peyton Manning to the Super Bowl.
They had an unbelievable defense. We know that.
Who built that team?
Wait a minute.
Who built that team?
The Peyton Manning's last year, he completely fell off the cliff.
Yes.
And that defense propelled them to where they got to in the Super Bowl. I get
Who
that
built
to
that
win
defense?
John Elway.
Okay. That's all.
John Elway.
That's all. That's a part of the question. Jamie asked the question.
You guys are on fire.
What quarterback does he have?
He's got to do better with quarterbacks. I get it. I'm just saying he can build a team. He's proven that. And he'll get the quarterback straight like him.
Oh, he'll
one
get
of
it.
these years.
Yeah, he'll get
He's
it
been
one.
saying it for years.
He'll get it straight
one of these years. He's gonna be right.
I was right about the Lakers.
Look, I'm done on John Elway and
As president of the team.
He's not getting it done at the quarterback position.
But what about the rest of the team?
They're not good. He gave you the numbers, Chris. What part don't you get?
I don't get why you're ready. I don't get why you're ready to discard a general manager.
You want to know why?
Super Bowl. Yeah,
you want to know why? Because you need a superstar at the quarterback position.
Oh,
you need a superstar at the quarterback position.
Is Nick Foles a superstar?
Absolutely.
Please.
Guys,
he was in that Super Bowl.
Did Kyler Murray's agent call Rob Parker a loser yesterday? What
was that?
Did he? Wow. We'll discuss it next. Kyler Murray's agent.